Welcome to our fourth video in the series, Focus on the Child. The topic of this video is post-reporting responsibilities and resources. So now you've made a report. What happens next? The Office of Child Protection will provide ongoing support to the reporter, the administration, the community, and of course, the child and family involved. Does your community require some kind of on-site intervention? Is there friction within the community with regard to the situation? Has the situation become public knowledge, and to what degree? Of course, cases involving law enforcement can become public knowledge simply because of the process. Be mindful, however, that information pertaining to the investigation will not be forthcoming until law enforcement has concluded their investigation. Now let's talk about spiritual guidance. A primary function of the Office of Child Protection during this process is to provide appropriate spiritual guidance through the Archdiocese of Washington to all of the individuals and the community involved. As we know, spirituality plays an important role in these matters. You must seek guidance from your spiritual advisors and leaders. You must seek help from these individuals to heal your community should discord arise regarding the case. And you must continue to seek spiritual support as long as necessary to provide your community with the means to heal. Let's talk about follow-up services for the children and family. The Office of Child Protection will provide you appropriate guidance for referrals for all follow-up therapeutic services. It is extremely important that these issues be addressed immediately in order to ensure appropriate critical support for the child and family involved. Now let's discuss identifying the wounds to the community. What role did this individual play in the community? Obviously, the more prominent the role, the more significant the wound. You must recognize that divisions will occur and people will take sides. As the reporter, neutrality is the best position. Again, seek guidance from the Office of Child Protection as you move through this process and the difficulties arise. As you have gone through the reporting process, what problems have you foreseen and how best do you think they could be addressed? As you consult with the Office of Child Protection, several things will be clearer. You can determine the best ways to encourage open communication given whatever legal constraints apply. The level of spiritual support and guidance can be determined through the consult with the Office of Child Protection. This process can be tailored to meet the specific needs of your community and can be maximized through the Office of Child Protection. Our goal is to see that you do not feel abandoned in a sea of chaos. The spiritual healing of the community and the child and family involved is one of the primary functions of the Office of Child Protection. It's also important to understand what you might expect as the reporter. Again, the Office of Child Protection will provide ongoing support to the reporter, to the administration, the community, and of course, the child and family involved. It's important to identify specific issues raised by the investigation and seek guidance from the Office of Child Protection as to how best to address those concerns. Again, make a list. Emotions run high in these situations, and appropriate documentation is critical for a positive outcome. Although these situations leave wounds in a community, be mindful. Ridding a community of a child abuser is an extremely positive outcome. Difficult, emotionally charged, but extremely positive. Use the Office of Child Protection to help determine the best course of action as the process unfolds. Seek personal support as appropriate, and do not underestimate your need for mental health services or spiritual guidance during this process. Make sure to take care of yourself. It is not uncommon to have doubts and concerns should your report become an investigation. Fortunately, it is not your job to determine guilt or innocence, or even whether or not there will be an official investigation. This series is entitled Focus on the Child for very specific reasons. If individuals in child-serving organizations remain primarily concerned with the health and safety of each and every child in their collective care, the process becomes clearer. In our next video, we will discuss promoting healthy boundaries. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.